So next up we have locked wing, and this is against a hammer lock from the rear. So again, your arm is going to be essentially twisted up behind you. Now, if you take this as it was done, and this is always the question that people ask, like I've said in the past about headlock techniques, where we start from this position in the ideal, just to give students a frame of reference. The person will then step in and grab. But as we know, it would either come from a sucker punch or some form of surprise attack that would get you into that compromised position. Likewise here, you are not necessarily going to give your arm to someone and stand here just like this, waiting for it to happen. So again, there is a way that this will be taken in. Typically speaking, it is the come along or twist up where you get grabbed maybe as if you were doing darting mace, for example, a two-hand grab on your wrist. And then the person would step through and essentially wind it up and fold it up behind you. That's one variation, and it's in the 60s tapes, of course. But again, there could be numerous different ways you end up in that position. The main thing is the person is grabbing you with their right hand on your right wrist and twisting it up to a point where it is now causing a shoulder lock as well. So again, the hammer lock, very dangerous if it goes on too sharp, too fast, because you're now damaging your shoulder at this point as well. So here we're compromised. The goal here is we are going to step back at this point. Again, stepping forward if the pressure is on could cause damage. We need to be careful of that. But again, it all depends on other situations and other things as well. From here, what we're going to do is we are going to step back into this, and we're going to hit a right outward elbow to the face. Okay, so in hitting that right outward elbow to the face, we're now breaking the concentration off of the lock, but we're also taking the pressure off of the lock by turning into it now. From here, then, we're going to have a wrap around. So the idea is, if I do it from this side, we're going to take our step back. We are going to claw potentially. You may not, because the person might not be there after the elbow, but this will lead into other techniques such as obscure claws down the line, which is a green belt technique. Again, we're going to hit this. We're going to continue that line through, and we are now going to essentially punch through. But in the meantime, what we're actually doing is we're wrapping around the arm, and we're essentially going to punch through on that arm. So from here, we're coming through and applying a break or hyperextension. We have the wrist grabbed here as well, so the arm is straight and locked behind us, and we're punching through that elbow to apply that pressure on the elbow. Okay, once we've done that, we're essentially going to hit that punch through. That's going to also stumble the person forward, and then what we're going to do is take a step back with our right leg and keep that lock maintained, or keep that trap maintained at this point. The person ideally will stumble around us and kind of land in a position directly in front of us here. So once we've done that, we're going to take this arm and pin as if we did in crossing talon across the head. We're essentially going to bring that around, and we're going to hit our knee. The other hand can be freed up and brought in to extra assist, or at least have a double tap if you want here, or a double trap here. But again, you could just simply do it with the single hand. As we turn in, we would hit our knee to the face, chest, or whatever the target is that's available to us. Ideally speaking, we might want to hit the head in this case. So again, doing that technique one more time, we're essentially going to step back. We are going to drive forward with this and break, or hyperextend, as we like to say, in a forward bow position. Once we start moving that person, we're now going to step and lock in again and keep this lock maintained. That's going to, again, hopefully cause that stumble that we want from them. And then once we have that, we're going to trap with this hand. We can release this hand if it's available to us, and essentially then do our knee landing forward, and then we're going to cross out.